Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Hello, everyone. Good evening to Sherrilton, also known as Show in the End on YouTube. Beautiful Conundrum, how are you?
Hello, everybody.
We're missing your face a little bit, Beautiful Conundrum. Fix your face. There you go. There you go.
Yay.
Also known as Beautiful Conundrum on IG. And at Melissa Burton Show. How are you?
Hey, everybody. Good.
This is your super psychic event, and it's a very special event, right? Probably one of the few times that we're not talking about celebrity drama, right? But I think this is so much more energetically, something that we should be looking at. So I don't know if you guys are able to see everyone, but Irie is here. Hello, Irie. Good health, Sabrina. Good health, Sabrina. Tiana. Good health, Tiana. Miss Net. Good health. Celestial Sleuth. Good health. Haven't seen you in a while. Magic Mermaid. Good health, everyone so far that is in with us.
Good health, everybody.
Listen, everyone here. What happened? Everyone here, hold on. Whenever I go to my back room, the animals start coming. It's hilarious. Whenever I go to my back room, because the window is on the ground, basically. So I'm kind of below level in my back room, and the window's on the ground. So the animals, when they hear my voice, they're just like, she's talking. Let me go see what she has to say. If you want a reading from anyone here, Sherrilton, you're our British invasion. How do Brits contact you?
Oh, right. Oh, that's a very good question. Okay. Yeah. Basically, I think that if you go to my, because I haven't checked it recently. I don't know if anyone sent me any messages, but I can put in the chat where I can be contacted. I would say probably go to my Gmail account, which is either Wolverine's Claws. I'll type it into the chat so that people want me to, if they want to contact me for a reading, they can go through there.
British people, my Europeans, my UKs, I don't know what Londoners, like, you got somebody over there. So contact Sherrilton.
Yeah, I will make.
Oh
my gosh! Eva Shay! Eva Shay!
Wow. We missed you Wednesday. We need to know that. We missed you Wednesday.
You are missed.
Yeah.
Ifa Sheye, check your messages. I sent you a text message, child. Did you get it? Hold on. Now I'm wondering if I sent it. Oh, I sent you a text message. Check your text messages, okay? All right. So, with that being said, beautiful conundrum, how did they contact you?
How to contact me? Beautiful Conundrum on Instagram. For a reading, hit me up my direct message, or you can hit me. I'm on YouTube too, but I haven't started my page yet. Don't you know? But Instagram, you can direct message me, and I'll reach back to you.
Okay. And Melissa?
And then I'll give you a code word for all the scammers, so we can make sure it's me.
Wait, are there people copying your page already?
Already, I didn't realize. Like, when people do my stuff, then tag me, and I'm like, wow. And a lot of people were like reposting. I'm like, I'm amazed. I'm grateful. I like the people that come and watch. They like my page and they repost it. So no one started doing anything like I don't ask anybody to provide you a read. I'm not gonna reach out to you to tell you I want to give you a reading. So if you
Right.
reach out to me, it'll be some clear questions I'm gonna ask before I agree to
Right.
anything. But it's been interesting, to say the least. You know, it's nice when people like the stuff on your reels. So check out my reels and look at my stories and put anything there. I try to keep everything even though I'm spiritual, you know, I'm still human. So that's what I put
Yo,
across on my reels, guys.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
Listen,
it.
most of us will not contact you for a reading. You might see an advertisement for a reading, but none of us are going to contact you. So if you get one of us that says, hey,
Mm.
you got some negative energy around you, girl, it ain't us, because we don't talk like that.
No,
I can
never.
solve all your problems.
No,
It ain't us. All right.
never.
Beautiful conundrum. Do you have more than one? Hold on. Okay. You have, okay. You're scratchy.
For me,
Uh-huh. Is there more
you
than
know what it
one?
is? The fan.
The fan?
Better?
A little bit. We'll work around it. Don't be surprised if I mute you. Do you have more than one device open? Do you have more than one device open? No?
No.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
make sure.
Don't be
Nope.
surprised. Don't be surprised if I mute you. See, somebody has two recording devices or has their volume outside of. Oh, did you put your? Y'all are gonna have to get used to the Let me just.
Do you want me to adjust? Is it my sound? Is my sound giving you a problem?
I'm wondering because she left and I still heard it. It might be.
All right, hold on. Is this better? Is this better now?
Much better.
Okay, sorry. It's me then. I apologize. I have angelic code like 777 hertz playing in the background. Like,
That's what it was.
yeah, so I apologize. It was me. It was all my fault. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Now I feel bad that I.
Y'all can hear me well though, right? I try to stay on mute.
Yeah. I think it might help if you all stay on mute anyway.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually, as a rule of thumb.
Sky, it wasn't you. It was Sherrilton.
It was me. I did it. I'm so sorry.
But they are saying it's much better.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're seeing a lot of. Go ahead and mute yourself, Sherrilton. We're seeing a lot of pop-ups of stone hedges that never went away. They've been underground, covered by water for 2,000 plus years before Christ. Now the earth is shifting, and I hope you guys can recognize that all of us are born in the middle of this shift. It's hotter, it's wetter. I don't even want to talk about the winters. I'm not even going to talk about the volcanoes that haven't hit yet, because the last time there was a volcano problem, a couple of volcanoes around the world were communicating. So I'm wondering if the stone hedges that are popping up, the most recent one was in Spain, after I think it was a lake that literally dried up. What is it? What's happening, guys? I have my theories, but I never checked it in the cards. And so let's get some answers. And for everyone that's watching, what do you think it is? Because there are no accidents. So let's shuffle these cards and let's get some responses. I think I might go first this time, guys, because I feel very, very clueless about this. There's nothing about this that Spirit is even like giving me, and I've even tried to study it. Like, I pulled up articles, I pulled up videos, and usually I get hits, right? Nothing has come through. So let's just pray I get something through the reading. But just remember, we have 3 other gifted people here. So maybe my job was just to pull the gifted people together, not for me to know. Because, Spirit is very funny. All right? And if they don't give me something, I just ain't supposed to know. So, Sky, are you good over there? You good? Melissa, you good? Sherrilton, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Who's going first?
You going first, right?
You did just tell us.
Oh my God! I'm telling you, this isn't a topic I'm comfortable with. All right. Please, God, talk to me. Talk to me about the popping up stone hedges all over the world. Please allow me to see anything and everything that you would like for me to see. You made the stone hedges, God. What are they made for? Please help me, Father God. Oh, I love you, God. I love you, Jesus. In your name I pray. Amen. 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 All right. Everybody mute. And if you want to say anything to me, just unmute yourselves, okay? So I do want to tell everyone that the first thing I saw was a red heart, but it was like glowing, right? And then the red heart turned golden, but it was no longer a heart. It was just like space, and it was golden. I don't know what that means. So let's take a look. The first thing I'm getting is the Hierophant. Also in Italy, it's called El Papa, right? So for one, our highest authority is revealing these stones. So this, It is God, right? But the Hierophant means morals and structure and order. And we're out of control, right? As a human race, we're out of control. But I also want to remind everyone, don't feel too guilty, because as a human race, we've always been out of control. We've never been in alignment. Remember, the first murder and victim was Cain and Abel. That was in Genesis, I think, right? So we've never been in alignment um, with God's highest wish for us. So I think God comes up constantly to remind us, yeah, I don't like this, right? He did it with Adam and Eve, right? They weren't allowed to ever enter into heaven. They returned to dust. There's no spirit of Adam and Eve to be found, right? Um, Cain and Abel, the first murderer, the first victim, right? So I just feel like he's back, right? Noah, when he got rid of everybody, Noah, and then after he got rid of everybody but the animals that he truly does love, as much as he loves us, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. The angels pleaded with him to never do this again. And he vowed never to take the world out at once. He didn't say pieces of the world. He just said, as a totality, I'll never do that again. But he's back, if that makes any sense. He's back. Um, the other thing that I'm getting is, and this is going to be funny the way I'm going to say it, because I get the Empress card, right? And the Empress card, I'm going to put myself on, but remember, you guys can talk to me. So if you need to unmute yourself, go ahead and mute yourself. I'm just going to solo myself out so people can see the cards. But we also have the Empress card, right? So remember, we have the Hierophant first, and then we have the Empress card. The Empress card to me means ultimate feminine energy, right? And in this card, she's carrying a crown, right? Much similar to the crown of God, right? But she kind of looks like she's in a race, right? And like when you're in a race, if you bend over a little bit, you could win that race, right? Because it's about your body. And I feel like she's taken the lead over the men, right? Um, we learned in Ori Natural Healing's class, Ifa, that when the men came down, they kind of ignored the only female, right? And they couldn't understand like what their problem was. And God was like, "Did you ask? Oh, shoot." And this feels to me like we are in an era where God is saying the women shall lead now. But can they lead in the system that has already been established by men? No. So what happens? Uh, you know, things have to burn down, things have to flood, people have to go, right? Um, the moon card is about don't don't be fooled, everyone. Don't be fooled. If you think you're going to solve this, you won't. You won't. Just when you think you have the answer, God is going to switch it up again. All right? All right? So let me just see something because I'm getting nervous. I never get nervous. Um, in a weird kind of way, let's go back. I'm trying to focus on the stone hedges. In a weird kind of way, the stone hedges are 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 they are symbols. I feel like they're energetic symbols, right? So you know how you guys believe in rose quartz or lapis lazuli, or any type of crystals, right? Any type. And some people literally can feel energy from these crystals. I can't, but I just think they're really pretty. I've got mushroom, amethyst. Oh, it broke. What happened? Amethyst. I would think Ezra was around because he's the one that breaks all my crystals, but he's not around. I just broke this. Amethyst, mushrooms. Some people can literally feel the energy, right? And I think that's what these stone hedges that are popping up, and I think there's going to be more, um, because it's time. It's time, right? Okay. The devil card shows up, and ironically, it's Melissa and I read something in Revelations, right, where there was 1,000 years where the devil had to get caged, right? And then after 1,000 years,
Right.
God let him out, right, Melissa? But there was
Mm-hmm.
no mention of the next 1,000 years, and we're 1,022 since Christ, or was it 1,000? Like, it's just so confusing. And so maybe it's time for the devil, the energy of evil, to get, because I got this in the number 4 position, which is the past. Maybe it's time for evil to stop taking bodies, right? So I think it's coming up to to harness evil energy. Oh yeah, and the judgment hasn't been called yet. So these revelations of these stone hedges is um, because there is, without a doubt, a spiritual warfare that some of us can recognize and many of us cannot see. But I think the group that's here today, my group meet people, my book club people, I think we're all learning, my mystical misfits here, I think we're all learning how to identify that the calling is coming, right? Um, and he and we're gonna have to figure out like who has the faith and who doesn't, right? And I think that's gonna be a little sad to see, right? Like who has the faith to stick this out, because it's not gonna be the best of times. Who has the faith to really get it? And I'm not speaking in terms of religion, because I don't believe religious people have faith. I think religious people have conditioning. So it's going to be interesting to see who turns on who. Um, the Ten of Pentacles in this deck is very interesting, because I do feel like the old man here is God, right? And then there's other people in the deck. I've never been so out of my league with this question, but I'm a follow. I'm just gonna go through it regardless. I get the Ace of Wands. Um, it looks like she's drowning, right? The Ace of Wands. It looks like she's drowning, right? And she has the paddle, but to me, she's not drowning, right? To me, she's swimming with the current, and she doesn't need the paddle. So she's not trying to save herself. She's trying to show that in the midst of all this change and ugly, it's kind of like I can still be in this and not lose myself. I'm trying, guys. This is hard. Oh, the 8 of chalice, which means the 8 of cups, means a lot of choices that people are going to have to make, and yet maybe having to leave, maybe having to leave something behind, but something that you used to believe in. But I just think with some spiritual structure, I think we're all going to wake up to, I don't know if it matters anymore. Like, I wanted this. I really did. Now I'm thinking, I don't know if I want that anymore. But I also think that it could cause people to move from their comfort zone, from what they think and know that they've had all their lives. So I do see a lot of relocating, everyone. And I think it's already begun, but I think there's going to be a lot more. Like, I know people in Los Angeles, they're not staying there no more. I think I was the first to figure it out. And then once I was gone, I could see the exodus of California. But I think that's going to happen all over the world. Finally, I get, oh, all right, guys. All right, I get the Tower. So I think if we don't break down this awful system that has been built up to be represented as normal, then yeah, the Tower shows up for people. But again, I feel like the Tower shows up for people, for those that don't recognize that the world is changing, the earth is shifting. So I do believe that the stone hedges are symbolic of the siren. And I got the siren in, and I got the siren in the judgment card. All right. All right. Woo, ciao. Put me.
That was so cool.
Oh my God. All right. Who's next? I'm gonna leave my card.
That was good. That's deep.
Ooh,
Uh-huh.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Made me nervous though. All right. Who's next?
It was good. I'm still pulling my cards.
Who's that? Sky? Oh,
You
I
want
want
me
to
to go
point out
do?
that Magic Mermaid said, and the reports of finding new species left and right. I think that's the most fascinating thing. The most fascinating thing I have found is that the glacier is fucking melting. It's melting, melting. That you get to see the bottom of something, and in these little circle patches, they are finding species they didn't know ever existed. That that blows me away. That blows me away. That 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 how did God think of all these things? And everything has a purpose, and it's like it just blows me away. All the new species that keeps coming up. It's like when they didn't think there was anything at the bottom of the ocean, right? Because you can only live, through photosynthesis. And then the more they started going down, they realized, oh shit, there's chemosynthesis. Like, there are thousands of things that live in the bottom of the ocean. Now that we're pushing away, at the very least, the glaciers and seeing new water species, this stuff is beautiful. I mean, things might be falling apart, and yet there's just other beautiful things coming through. So I do appreciate you saying that, Magic Mermaid. All right. A new form of evolution, or is evolution always there? Is it just new to us, the ignorant humans?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm sure the species out there are going, we were always here.
Right.
Who's next?
I guess I'll go.
Go
You
ahead.
know, the species just saying we're just minding our business from a distance. That's all they were doing, minding their business.
Right. Good point, Melissa. Good point.
You know, as you were talking, I seen a sunflower, and I seen someone blowing the sunflower, and the leaves started coming off.
Wow.
So that's what I seen just now as you were
Wow.
talking, Dory. I'm gonna start pulling my cards here. I had shuffled them.
Mm-hmm.
So the first card that I got was healing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I think that with the whole stones coming up from the ground, you know, knowing that they always been there, um, I feel like it's gonna bring some people. Um, I feel like people are gonna be praying more. You know, it just feels like people are gonna be praying more. Like, you know, instead of screaming, "Oh my God," they're gonna pray more to be like, "What does this mean?" You know. And I feel like since the rocks have been showing up, and if you realize, even though you see the mermaids, you realize that that water can easily start going all the way down. You know. The next card I got was wisdom. I definitely feel like the scientists and stuff like that, the people that like to study the stones, I feel like it bugs them out a little bit because they kind of don't know how to tell society, right? They don't know how to tell the people, like they can't figure it out as much as they want to.
That's a good
They
point.
always look in their books. Hmm?
That's a good point. They don't know how to tell us.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to like keep their distance from saying anything, you know.
Yeah.
They do realize that people hang on to their words,
Mm.
you know. I definitely feel like the stones are here. I'm showing up now to probably bring a balance to the earth, you know. It's like so much war and chaos going on, and it's like, I just feel like God just wanted a little bit of balance. And I got the base chakra. I don't really know what the base chakra is. To me, it just feels like grounding, right? Um, and if y'all want to help me out with the base chakra, y'all can. But I know that's supposed to be like behind your back type of thing, where your back of your the back of your spine. You know what too?
That's
It just makes
grounded,
me feel like
Melissa.
it's grounding. Thank you. So this could be about a God wants like balance, you know, to ground us, to pay attention to the present moment. You know, we be stuck into our technology and everything that um, we don't pay attention to nature. So nature's like, Now you're going to pay attention to us because we're going to show you. I got the forgiveness card. To me, this makes me feel like maybe people that, and you know what, too? What's kind of cool about this card is that even though there's water here, I mean, when I look at it right here, I just feel like I see like little mountains right here, right? Like they're all getting exposed. Like they always been there, but they want to show themselves now. You know what, too? And I also see like three spirits like walking past where this woman is, but I see like three spirits walking past her. I feel like the stones could have like a spirit in them. All right. And I don't know if it has to do with anything that has to do forgiveness with God or something like that. Like they want God to forgive them. Um, it just feels like somebody's people's spirits are in them. I got the travel card, so I just feel like this is definitely um like with the whole stone showing, I definitely feel like there's going to be more. And you know what too? I just feel like maybe even when I see like the light here in the water, it could be maybe a volcano. I don't know if volcanoes like start in the water, but I just feel like a volcano is going to rise up from the water that has been in underwater the whole time. I got the Oshun card. I love Dory's card earlier, showing how that woman is like, you know, almost like she's like empowered, right? That she's bringing change. And I was thinking about Mother Gaia, and it's so cool that Oshun popped out. I just feel like Mother Nature stepping in too, you know, or should I
Yeah.
say Oshun could be stepping in too when it comes to these stones. And I keep hearing there's so much more than you know. So I think that we're going to discover more things that could be showing up.
Yes.
The next card I got was Suffering in Silence. Again, it just makes me feel like these stones are have to be spirits. You know, yeah. Imagine like a stone, a mountain or whatever that you've seen. Is really a person's spirit, and it's like they've been suffering silence for years. So it's like they can't communicate with us and tell us how they feel or what's been going on. The next card I got, I'm gonna look her card up, but it says Death by Magic. You know what this makes me feel like? I feel like maybe like during the dark times, you know? Wow. It's so cool looking at this card because, I always had crows come around me. So as you see the crows right here and they're like speaking to the woman in her ears. And she has a crystal ball in her hand. You know what this makes me feel like? An old woman that's seen the dark times. And there's a lot of sorrow in her eyes. And I want to look that card up. Let me see. This is page 38. I think it's Morgana. I think it's her name. And it says Death by Huh?
I, the Morrigan. It's Morrigan.
Thank you.
No.
Okay, so I'll read a little bit about Morgan, and it says now it's time for you to let certain parts of your life die and recognize this process as something to celebrate as well as to mourn. Let go with love and gratitude. Leave your fear behind, for in death there is a great magic as nothing can ever be truly destroyed. From the ashes of the old, a new life, a new dream will come to be. Face this time of dying and death with love and courage. Be willing to be empty. Soon, the goddess Marget will fill you up with the magic, and a new world will be born for you. This is her gift for you when you surrender your resistance and allow things to be as they are. Mm. You know what? I think I am going to. I keep hearing it's okay to be as can be, something like that. But I am going to just ask to pull a validation card. Can you validate the death by magic card for me, Spirit? Grieving. You know what? I got the grieving card, and then I pulled out two more cards, which I got trust and I got protection. I still feel like there's a woman that was in the times that could have been going through. She's seen the sorrow, and I don't know if she could be the person that could have been um maybe a little bit of the energy of a old woman that has sorrow with the grieving. You know, I feel like maybe during the time where she was trusting people. You know, trusting people that will protect her. You know, I just feel like maybe um that could be like a spirit that is in one of the stones. That's how I'm gonna take it. And I got the future card. And again, I got the crystal ball. So if you look at the future card, it's a crystal ball as well. It just makes me feel like more spirits will start to talk. You know, 'cause I feel like when people go and see the stones, I feel like it has like a energy that maybe a lot of people don't want spirits to talk about. But I definitely feel like they're gonna start having like a voice in nature, and that's what I got.
There was a couple of things that you said, Melissa, that was like profound. One, that there are spirits inside, right?
Right.
That seemed very profound to me. And just the other day, because I'm surrounded around mountains, and there's a mountain, a huge mountain right across from me, and I asked God, I was like, are they alive? And do they keep growing? And then And then I got an answer, but I wasn't happy with the answer, because then, like, I'll just call it a spirit, because then the spirit was like, well, how can they grow? Because people build houses on the mountains and their houses don't fall apart. So how do they grow? And it didn't, the answer, I didn't like the answer, because you don't always talk with good spirits, people. You need to know that. Not all spirits are good. So the answer that I got, I felt like it was one of those, like, really, like, you're so stupid, Tracy, type of spirits. And I didn't like the answer. And I was like, no, I, I'm asking a question because I believe that mountains grow. They grow. Maybe they don't grow exponentially where we can see it, feel it, and all that stuff, but they have to, something about them has to grow, right? It has to. And so when you said that there was a spirit there, I was like, that makes so much sense. And I saw a movie, and it has some association with Moana, right? And it was a clip before the movie, but it was one of the most beautiful movies I have ever seen, a short film. And it won an award that year. I believe the name of the movie is called Tafiti. And this is what she looks like, right? And
Right.
so when you said there was a spirit, right away I went back to, I said, I gotta find this movie, because I remember looking at it with Ezra before a Disney movie, but for the life of me, it was such a beautiful movie that I was like mesmerized. So I don't remember catching the name of it, but then I found it, and this is it, right? It's so beautiful. So I do believe you when you say these stones have spirits in them. And
Right.
thank you for that validation, because I just questioned God about mountains and hills. So thank you. It's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Oh, ooh, child. I put on more makeup and came back looking like a ghost. God damn. Okay. I was like, what is on my face? I just popped it on. Nina Love says there are other deities. What do you mean by that, Nina? Tell me what you mean by that. Oh, let me in. Okay. Sorry, Sky. What do you mean by that? When you say there are other deities, help us out and explain a little bit more. All right, guys. Who's next? It might take her a moment to type, so we won't wait. Oh, I have such a headache. And Kiana said something. Oh, she said, I think the discovery of dinosaur tracks and stone hedges are connected. And I think you're right, because I think the dinosaurs had to disappear at the same time that they are saying the ages of these stone hedges. You know, at one point, people were saying the dinosaurs weren't real. But they were real. They just, them big ass doofus dinosaurs could not stay anymore. They didn't work well with humans. Sky got big ass doofus. It didn't even mean to kill the humans, but they were just stepping all over the humans. They had to go. Who's
Yeah,
next?
definitely a race.
Hold on. Nina did answer. Respect to other cultures with their belief in gods. Yeah, I think it's mandated
Oh,
that we start respecting other cultures and their beliefs in gods. But what I would prefer for everyone to do is just go back into their culture, right? If you start with your own culture, you won't have no choice but believe in other people's cultures. And besides that, you you already believe in other people's cultures, right? You believe in a Roman goddess Apollo, you believe in Venus, you believe in Aphrodite, right? So you have some conditioning in
Right.
believing in somebody else's culture anyway. So I would say go back into your own. I don't care what culture you come from. You Celtic, find your Celtic goddesses and deities. You African, you African American, you European Black, go back and find your goddesses in your own world. They're going to have so much meaning for you. And I talk about this all the time, but I do want our Black folks to get ready. And we're not like, it's not just Black folks, but you know, it is what it is. Ori Naturals is going to be teaching you. Sign up, people. Sign up. Get to know your deities. All right? Get to know your deities in your own culture. If you start there, watch all the other cultures show up. There's this thing called AI. I don't know if you guys have seen it on IG. And of course, because the phone communicates with me and I expect information, it showed me the African deities first. So I posted it, right? But if you go on the person that created, if you go on my page and then look at the TikTok person that created this, he created AI images of every goddess and every deity in every culture. And it is beautiful. So I only posted what I wanted to post, which was the African Yoruba traditional goddesses, which we share with the Hispanic community very much so. But she, I don't know, is creating AIs for every culture, and it is beautiful, guys. So if you go on my page and go look at who created that, and then go on TikTok, you're gonna see some beautiful, beautiful images. Okay, Nina, no one is asking you to take God or Jesus out the equation. I'm saying open up. If you don't invest in your own deities because you were mandated to know who Apollo was, to know who Aphrodite was, to know who Venus was, to know who Mercury was, this is not a comparison to Jesus. Re-educate yourself and carry Jesus wherever you go. That's the difference.
Right.
Whew. We're learning. It's new learning for, especially for African Americans. It's new learning. Don't fight the power. We're literally talking about these stones that are showing up because the world's going to change. Don't be left behind. You know, come with us. Because I'm not waiting. At this stage of the game, I've been educating too much and too long. I sit with too many people. I've waited too long. The door is closing. 10 brides, 5 of them weren't ready. What did one of them say? You should have been ready. And she went off with them men. Yes, she did. Those are the paragraphs that we're not listening to. All right. Who's
Um,
next?
I'll go. I hit it.
Yay,
All right, so for
Sky.
me, hey, Red is playing games. So I guess this is dark. But I'm using, these are called the Alchemist Tarot. And these cards, guys, are all totally different from like a bunch of different decks. So, yeah, they're all going to be different. And they have some like cards that have extras like cards. So, what I heard was talking about the stone hedges is I keep hearing, what is that song? A change gonna come. The change gonna come. Wait a minute. I'm not
We
gonna
can't
press
hear
anyone,
you.
but change is coming. So it,
Sky,
huh?
can't
Oh,
hear
a
you.
change is gonna come. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So it's like a change is gonna come. And when it's coming, it's all these things that are around you. If you're paying attention and you're not sleep in the sense of the butterflies, the birds, being in tune with the world, and the world in the sense of nature, the plants, the fruit, the fruit, what you tasting. Does it taste alive? Does it taste dead? These are all going to become important things. I think a lot of people's taste buds are changing in what you were eating. So let's say you were eating an orange and it always tasted sweet. You're going to be able to discern between GMO and organic. I hope that's making sense. So the world is changing rapidly. Um, in a way of food, meat, senses, how you see things, how you touch, all five of your senses are being affected. So when you're watching the Stonehenge, it is Earth, God, the universe informing you things are going to change.
Sky, we can't hear you.
And if you are not aware of it, you're going to
Sky, Sky, we missed a whole minute of you speaking. We're not sure what you said. Damn.
I don't
Sky,
know. What
do you want to call me?
might be
Sky, do you
better.
want to call me? Maybe I can get you on and on audio instead.
Oh wow, it's totally frozen.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
frozen.
Totally frozen.
Sheraton, I'm gonna have you go. All right.
You know what? I have a confession to make.
Talk
I
to me.
had planned to go last. The reason why I had planned to go last was because, me being British and Stonehenge being like the most famous of the henges internationally, and I think the biggest. So I had planned to go last, but I think Spirit does not want me to go last. I think Spirit wants Sky to go last.
Okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go do my thing.
Go right.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Oh, this stupid phone. It just comes on asking me, I'm not sure what you mean. I wasn't even talking to you. What's up with that? Okay. Sky? Is that Sky?
Oh, no, no, no.
All
No,
right.
no, don't worry. I hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, I decided, like, for this reading, I was going to have to change things up a bit because we're not reading on a person. We're reading on artifacts. We're reading on history. We're reading on the esoteric principles of why it was built, as well as the esoteric principles of why not only were all these henges all over the world built, but why they're revealing themselves now. So I
Yes.
thought it was important for me to change things up a bit. This is mostly going to be oracle readings. I've only pulled one tarot card, but with that one tarot card, I got a lot. The card I pulled was the Queen of Pentacles. Now, to me, this card basically means we are talking about the foundations, We are talking about earth magic. We are talking about nurturing. We are talking about the divine feminine. So that is at the core of the reading. Because I wanted to understand the reasons why it was built, I pulled astrology cards. Now, the first card I got was House 6. House 6 is about establishing the foundation of health, daily life, and practical details. Me, when I see this card, I'm thinking this is about foundations. As I said again, it echoes again in the Queen of Pentacles. Foundations, earthing, foundations. It also speaks of health, which is an aspect I'm going to bring up a little bit later. Now, excuse me. We have the card here, Gemini, duality. This is about duality. This is about the me, the individual, and the us, the people. That's why the hinges were built. You couldn't build a thing like that on your own. You needed to get not just your community, not just your tribe, but surrounding communities to help you build this thing. These are monolithic megaliths, for want of a better term. Oh, Lord have mercy. This stupid phone keeps on coming on. I'm turning this thing off. I've had enough. Why are you on all in my business? I don't understand. Go away.
It wasn't bothering you before, and now it's answering with you.
What's going on? The moon. The moon. Maybe my phone's trying to spiritually reach out to me too. Okay.
Exactly.
Funny enough, maybe I have a thing here and it's on Göbekli Tepe, ancient civilization. It now at 12,000 years old, Göbekli Tepe predated humanity's oldest known civilization. It's a Megalithic temple cut from rock a millennia before the 4,500-year-old pyramids in Egypt. 5,000-year-old Stonehenge in England. It's older than that, by the way. I'm just saying.
Oh.
7,000-year-old Nabta Playa, the oldest known astronomical site. Right. This is, I don't know if you can see it. Here we go. Göbekli Tepe.
Oh, I heard of this. Yes.
Yes. This is in Turkey. Just as the moon comes up. Now, what is the moon about? The moon is about satisfying emotional needs, nurturing the self and others. And the last card, Jupiter, grow and expand. Now, this is the reason why the megaliths were built. They were built to establishing a foundation. They were built for earth magic. They were built to... They were basically built for people to connect with the earth. And they were directed to do so spiritually by the masculine divine. Divinity comes, to me, divinity, I wouldn't say it's separated into two per se, but you have the masculine divine and you have the feminine divine.
Yes.
The masculine divine is cosmic. The feminine divine is earth. Okay? So when you look at ancient spirituality, ancient religious practices, for want of a better term, you are looking often at people having a lot of earth magic. It's very agricultural. It's about fertility and growth and nature. That's the feminine divine. The masculine divine, when we look at astronomy and cosmicology, um, that the stars, the heavenly spheres, the sun,
Yeah.
that's masculine. So what we're looking at, especially when I talk about duality, there's duality on different levels. You're looking at the duality between the cosmic and the earthbound. You're looking at the duality between the individual and the the species, the species, the people, the tribes, and not just one tribe, all the tribes, humanity.
Right.
So that's the duality you're looking at. Those were the purposes it was built for. It was built to build a spiritual connection to increase powerfully, but also as a communication device. Because these cards are also talking about networking. Now, first things, we're looking at yes, I took them from here, didn't I? No, I took them from here. Okay. It was meant to be a blessing of fertility. So it was an ancient calendar. They were ancient calendars. Why are they coming up now? They're coming up now because we already received our blessings. We received our blessings through agricultural knowledge, growth, um, industrialization. It catalyzed the human mind to get them to think about building civilizations. It wasn't just about having yourself in your home and your family. It was also you thinking about your tribe, you thinking about your community. We have evolved. So this is also about evolution, about raising human consciousness.
Yes.
That's part of the reason why they were built. That's part of the reason why they're coming up now. Now, patience. Why are they coming up now? We think we know why they're coming up now. We don't know. This is a stalk. What does a stalk bring in, like, popular, you know, popular ideas? The stork, or stork crane, I don't know, it's a bird with a long neck
Yeah.
and a long beak.
Yeah.
Right. So it brings your babies. You know, you see in the cartoon, the stork brings the babies, right? So the stork is bringing us information, but it's only bringing us part of the information. Yes,
Mm.
we are aware about the environmental issues that are happening with the droughts and the floods and everything, which is why these things are coming to the surface on a material level. But on a spiritual level, why is it coming to the surface? We've just entered the age of Aquarius. We've just entered the age of not just technology and being able to exchange information across the globe, but also in our ideas for the future of humanity, what we want humanity to be. So far, we have we've been very focused on material gain. Now we need to think about, how does that make me feel? How do I feel emotionally in this material world? How do I connect emotionally with other people on the other side of the world? Networking is a huge factor into why these were built and why we're seeing this now. The last card I have on that particular topic of why they're coming up is embracing. The embracing cards, it talks about being flipped and marshlands, etc., things being revealed.
Everybody
However,
mute yourself. Mute yourself. Go ahead.
however, what we're being called to do at this time is to embrace each other, embrace humanity, embrace our planet. We have been disconnected from it. We've been disconnected from nature. We've been disconnected from nature. We've been disconnected from our past through various ideas, whether they be religious, non-religious ideas. We've become disconnected. We've become completely attached to material plane, and we've forgotten our root, and that we are not just material beings. We are not just flesh and blood. We are also spirit. So the connection here, the big theme with these cards, it's about networking. It's about coming together. It's about embracing one another. And it's about saving ourselves. That's a huge thing. Saving ourselves. I asked Spirit, what else do you want me to know? Anything that I haven't covered, what else do you want me to know and convey? A great big love. This all comes from a great big love. A big love. It was built for a big love. It was built for the power of purpose, uniting humanity together for a purpose, making us realize that we needed each other. And from that, everything in our current civilization has evolved. It's asking us to look within. We have to look within to see what we can be for the future. If we want a future, we need to look within ourselves. Because if we look within ourselves, we'll also see each other. Now, there's this one. This is ending the reading, the Oracle's Gift. This ends the reading. This, I wouldn't say it's necessarily spilling the spiritual tea, but notice on the teacup, we have stars, but in the center, you have a pyramid. The pyramid is power. Okay. So, there are a number of theories as to why these hedges were built in the first place. I've covered some of them. Some of them as an agricultural calendar. Some of them as a place of gathering, a place of healing. Ancestors are buried around the edges of the hedges. They would be people, and that's men and women, as well of renown. So there were important people, people who raised the level of their community, who were brave and spiritually gifted and highly knowledgeable and great healers, people who sacrificed themselves. I'm not talking about ritual sacrifice. I'm talking about a different type of sacrifice, although that did go on as well in some places. But okay, so this was these were major gathering points for people to show appreciations for the blessings they've been given. But they were also major points of power for healing and for tapping into earth magic. They were also used to communicate. Some of the stones, when you knock on them, the sound, it resonates around the stones. The sound resonates. There could be a calling in the stones. The stones were used to call people. The stones were used to call people and for networking. It was like a power grid of communications. This is This is a megalithic internet.
Yeah.
This is a megalithic internet. Why is it coming up now in the age of our actual internet? This is a call to arms, not so much to fight,
Right.
but it's kind of like a spiritual battle for humanity. They're coming up because our vibration level needs to be raised. It's like in the past, spiritually, we had a high vibration, but we needed material foundations for sustenance. We needed healing. You know, there's all kinds of things. But right now, we have great medicine to some extent. We have physical sustenance. So we grow food and we get food and all these things. So we have material wealth, but we've lost, not losing, we lost spiritual wealth. So this is about raising the vibrations. I'm very much a believer in crystals. I use crystals. I carry crystals. I'm wearing this one for the first time because it's grounding. But I use crystals.
Yeah.
I get energy off the crystals. So I can use them for protection, to increase my intuition, you know, those types of things, to understand, to gain greater knowledge. The stones are acting like crystals on the planet. They are acting like crystals on the planet to raise the spiritual vibration of people, because we are now entering a time, and you can see it if you look around politically, it's clear. All you have to do is ask somebody, how are you managing? How are you managing in life? And they will tell you. We're coming to a point where people are less attached to material gain and now asking, how do I feel? Do I think that the world is set up in a way that is right? Do I think that it's okay to see young people, elderly people struggle? This is spiritual warfare on a wave that I don't think we've ever seen before, because it's bringing people who have different religious ideology, different philosophical ideology, it's bringing them together. It's bringing them together to ask what is beneficial to humanity. And the ones that do not ask those questions, who continue to tie themselves purely to material gain, I don't think they can last. They can't last. It's not so much about saving the planet. The planet will be fine. We will be gone. That's two different things. The planet will be fine. We will be gone. So it's about people understanding that and coming together to work in a way that says we need to take care of each other because we need each other. We need each other. So that's, sorry, sorry if I went on for a while, but that's what I was getting from the cards. That's what I'm getting from Stonehenge. The henge is being revealed. I hope everybody got that.
Yes. Yeah.
Hide
so
now.
there were a couple of things, right? One, I want to point out for you, Sherrilton, and to everybody else, that there's a movie out called The Year Earth Changed. Please watch it. Because it's on Apple. I know everybody doesn't have Apple. I'm so sorry. I think we can watch this in book club, guys. And if anybody wants to watch it, I don't know how long it is, but it is profound. And it reminds me of your Queen of Pentacles, Sherrilton.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of your last statement when you said, we won't be here, but Earth will be here. And the movie, The Year Earth Changed, was the year that we were forced to go inside, but the animals didn't have the same restrictions. And they took their land back.
Yeah.
And they were glad we weren't around. And certain species, like certain penguins, began to flourish. Because what they realized in the year that the Earth changed is that literal beachgoers were stopping the penguin population from doing what they normally do, which is come out of the water, go into land, and come back across the beach. But we started interrupting that process because we were bringing lawn chairs out onto the beach. Not our fault. It's the ignorance of the ignorant. But when this movie came out, what they began to realize is that we fucked up. We really fucked up. So I have to go back and really study what you said, Sherrilton. I have to go back and study it because I think it was very profound.
Well, thank you for that, Tracy. I mean, I just go by what I was energetically getting. I could actually feel myself getting hot as I was talking. And I knew it was time to stop talking because I was starting to cool down.
Also,
but,
like visually, you went off. When you really began to get in to spirit, you went left. And I started to say something, and I don't remember what I was going to say, but I heard spirit say, you're going to interrupt my thought. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to say anything. But you went left. And you kept speaking. And whenever that happens, it's because spirit is coming in and going out this way. And it's a visual thing where you get lost with spirit communicating with you. So I hope you also go back and look at the video because you can see where spirit came in.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's almost sometimes when I was younger, I'm at an age that we don't talk about no more. But when I was younger, and I used to listen to a pastor speak, and there's a moment where the pastor is human. And then there's a moment where the pastor gets lost in spirit. And that's when you listen to the pastor. Everything else before that is gibberish, probably a lot of shit. But when he gets into that groove and spirit enters, it's palpable. That's what I saw just now. And Kiana's making a good point. There was some connection with everyone. You said something that connected with Melissa. Melissa said something that connected with something that I said. And yet no one was overpowering the other person. It's so... I can't wait to go back, and this is going to be my Sunday night movie, to go back and just listen again. Thank you. All right, Sky. Did you talk to your peoples?
They don't play, girl.
Conversation with your peoples? Because we are having this.
Yeah, they doing too
Do
much
you need
today.
me
They
to
like,
talk to
come
your
on.
peoples? Do you need me to talk to
I
them?
already, you
If they
already,
don't want me to
I had
come
to
in the room,
say, you know what, I had to calm it down. Yeah. So I don't remember what I was last saying. I know I was getting into, ooh, now my head's starting to hurt. Okay.
getting lightheaded.
So,
Getting lightheaded.
yeah. So I'm gonna give you guys. So maybe it's these cards because this is kind of deep. The cards I pulled, and what I was getting was reconnecting with what you eat,
Everybody mute
not to
yourself.
oh, reconnecting with what you eat, reconnecting what you put in your mouth. Um, it is reconnecting with the earth. You know, as I started earlier, but I probably can't remember everything I was saying, but your taste buds are changing. I think a lot of people are realizing that. Like when they're eating certain things, you have a taste of foods. Don't get me wrong, we all like a good pizza, collard greens, mac and cheese, the fried food. But it's changing when you're noticing when you're eating food that it doesn't taste right. So I know it costs more to get the food that's more organic, but more people are starting to go to the farmers markets and to farms and looking at their meat markets a little bit differently. So you are connecting through earth in that way. So this Stonehenge in itself is changing how you see things. I think everybody has their own path to God. There is no one path. There's so many people on this earth. The whole biggest thing, they all have the same common denominators, which are love, love your neighbor, love each other, help and support. And I think in seeing these things that we are seeing now is to show you that whether you like it or not, we're all in this earth as a human race. We all have to band together. All these little things that separate people, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, I need this, instead of saying, how do we all help each other? Something as simple as, how can I put it? Something as simple as telling somebody good morning. I think everybody is starting to notice when you go outside what it feels like. If you're noticing that you're seeing more birds, more animals, more weird animals that shouldn't even be outside in your neighborhood because they are coming forward. So that energy from the earth is pulling everybody into this one unit to respect, eat what you need, not to be of gluttony. If that makes sense. Not to I don't need a whole chicken. You don't need, a whole chicken just for yourself. Be mindful that, hey, I'm still serving a family. Be aware what you're throwing away, if that makes sense. So moving in that direction of this is my earth. This is the only place I can live. Because as of right now, you watch these icebergs melt. People aren't making clear thoughts as to I need to move to higher ground like back in the day. Even though we're all technologically sound, I think it's not making us worse people to connect, but it's making us better to connect. Because before the earth, how it was set up, people were still able to connect with each other. So that's enough of me mumbling about what I'm seeing. But I was getting at the food, be mindful, um, seek more holistic items, be aware what you're eating. Um, it's just that a lot of things we're eating, taking medications to help you get better. Sometimes it's just what you're eating. Not everybody needs to be vegan, but some people need to be vegan because of the ailments they have. Some people just may need to be vegetarians. Omnivore, it's different things, but you got to figure out what works for your body and what you need because the minerals that you're not getting them through the foods that you're getting. So you now need to be mindful of instead of eating, I don't know, a burger for lunch, maybe I need to have some beet juice with lemon or with kale in it. Start thinking about eating for survival. Okay, I've rambled. So, like I said, I did the cards for this deck, Ali's Tarot. And they have a whole bunch of different decks. So they're a combination of different decks. So when I pulled out the cards, the first card I got, which is kind of crazy, this is the back, and we're talking about the earth and technology. And this is the first card. This is like, what is it? The medicine snakes. I make sure I pulled it up to look at the direction. And it's going to be funny when you guys hear what it means, because you're going to be like, wow. This is a Ouroboros, I guess, for the, the medical thingy. Often people think about Ouroboros as being infinite and totally miss that it's just about eating itself. So if you look at it, remember this is a snake and the making an infinity symbol. Again, this is the first thing. So this is our first card going across. So this is me, Earth Infinity, Infinite. The second card, again, is the Three of Wands. You guys see all the cards, all the pieces of it. So when I look at this Three of Wands, if you're looking at it, how I'm looking at it, these are peacock feathers. These are all eyes. Is everybody seeing? Trace, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm on mute with everyone else.
Okay.
You see your cards perfectly.
Okay, good. I want to make sure. So in doing that, and again, this deck has kind of astounded me, because when I was looking at it, I was like, this is really interesting to have. Hold on, let me get the picture up. The Three of Wands look like this. Normally in the deck, it doesn't look like this. So when you're looking at it, you do the thing. Let me pull it so you guys can see it really good. It is a woman, peacock feathers, feathers. It is the universe. You guys see that thing? And this is, for me, new ideas, openness because of the universe, feminine energy, good things ahead. We know the three wands are good things ahead, crossing my other card. So to me, these two cards crossing each other are saying that it's infinite. There's going to be change. There's going to be good change. The next card I have, which I love this deck, and I guess I'll read off. Do you guys want me to read off the decks so you'll know each one of these? So if you like one of the decks, that deck for this Three of Wands from this 8 thing is called the Amdi Sun. Ambi Sun. The Orient Tarot. The other card, this deck, next card, is the Six of Pentacles. Look how pretty. And this is the back of the deck. So when you look at this, what you're seeing is the earth, but a combination of male and female. If you're looking at it good, I'm trying to give a good picture of it, right? In the water, how it's all connecting the pentacles. So what I did in taking that, and I entitled all my thoughts. The name of this deck is called. That's why I make sure I pull it for you to get it. This deck is called the White Fly Tarot. If you need me, tag Tracy. I'll put it in her thing so you can see them. But this card is about sharing the wealth, the earth connecting. For me, if you see how it's up on top of a bunch of roots, and they're all connecting. To me, I'm seeing as different tribes, different people, but still all the same people being connected into one. The next card I have, which is the 4th card, is the Empress. Now, when you're looking at this Empress, this is a different type of Empress. She's holding a baby. Where I can see, she has a chain on her body. It is a connectiveness that sometimes us as women, let me look at the deck for you guys, that we have this thing and tied into the read of sometimes you feel so chained to an idea. Sometimes you're chained to a thing that it is killing you. And then this Empress is, this is a child that has to grow. And if you're looking at it, they are chained together. But if you look at the hands, they're like claws. So in this one, let me tell you how this person perceives it. Again, for me, this is coming across as Mother Earth and trying to quote chain to us as the children of this earth who are slowly killing her, and knowing that she needs to let us go but can't let us go. That makes sense. I'm trying to find the Empress in this book because there's so many. They give you so many different versions of each item. But this is my next one. The next one, which is 50%, is a magician. This is the back of the card, and what made me attracted to this? You see the lotus. Lotus are always born in mud, from nothing, from the dirt, from the mud, from the lotus. And then over, I don't know what this is in other religions. I think that's Ganesh. Tracy, you can tell me better. But this is the magician, meaning through
It
through
looks like
us.
Ganesh.
The chain is Ganesh. Through us is going to be a change. Good luck. Things are going to happen and change. Definitely. And the next card, next position. This is really crazy. I made sure I looked it up. And it's funny how this is the back of the card,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the front. Now look at what it says on the cards.
Read
You
it
guys
to
see
us. No, I can't.
Okay, it says your mentions. Guess I'm late, but you is over now. I can't believe you no longer in the feed. You are #canceled. That's all. Time is up. Cancel at you. Guess it's time to cancel you. Cannot support you anymore either. So many canceled sessions. Just another on the list. Done with you. So disappointed. You are Cancer. This is called 10 of Attentions. And this deck is called Today's Tech Tarot. Now, to me in this card, when I saw this is like the earth sending us an hashtag and me reading it when I turn the card over. It's like the earth is like, I'm tired of y'all and y'all shenanigans. If y'all don't get it together with this racism, we all the same people. Y'all the human race. Get it together. So I laughed when I read this because it was so prolific to me in putting these cards together with the earth, the magician, the empress, to say things can continue without us.
Mm.
So, and in reading it, it says, this is the funny thing it says inside the book. Modern technology hasn't broken us or ruined our attention span. It just brought to the light the social systems we already relied on, but not gamified. It's not shallow. It's what has been done, seen, and heard. It's totally normal and human behavior that we want to connect with each other and be visible. We all can be viewed, but without in-person, in-depth contact could help to inform through the internet. This card is about how to crave attention because we have as we all crave human connection, but not how we give more weight to minor slights from strangers than we do those we see every day. We know better. That is our instinct. So this card made me think when I saw it is more connection. So people always say, oh, the internet is this, the kids are that, the this is that. Nobody takes into account that is human nature. Back when there was no TV, back when there was no cars and no trains, you had to get along. You all had to know your neighbor. You all had to communicate. You all had to say, hey, did you eat today? You know what? You didn't eat today. We have food. Come and eat with us.
That's right.
That has been lost. So all that we're seeing. The next, for me, just got deeper and deeper when I was reading it. The next card, and I kind of see the siren. I kind of freaked out a little bit when I saw this. This is a tower card, but this tower card is called the House of God.
Damn.
And do you see where it's coming from? And on the back, it's kind of funny. It's all these numbers and stuff. Like it's a countdown.
Damn.
It's like a countdown. So it's here, and it's not just one house that's being torn apart. It's three. One, two, three. Change is coming, whether you like it or not. And when it said house of God, to me, it said God, not Judaism, not Christianity, not
Right.
Islam, not this, but God.
Yeah.
However you travel to, God is how you get there. The point
Yes.
is, what are you doing? Because even when you read your Bible, it says nothing about homosexuality. It says nothing about not even when you see the commandments, even when Jesus came back again, it was a whole new set of rules that everybody seemed to like the old rules. It's like saying, oh, I don't want to follow what you set down. I'm gonna keep with the old rules. I like those better. That's not
Got it.
how life works.
Got it.
And if you think about the time that each person has come to this earth as a prophet, thank you for the confirmation, as a prophet or whoever, whatever your deities are, they were here for the sign of the times. So that means each person spoke to each group how they needed to be spoken to for them to be able to get to that level. And each time, I think each person has changed God and made God into a smaller thing. So the point of us seeing these stones is one, it is about us. It's like a call to arms. Get it together, because it's about to, a lot of things going to break apart. It's going to force you to have to help your neighbor. It's going to force you to say, hey, did you eat today? It's going to force you to be less about self and more about we, and less about me.
Yeah.
Okay. The next card I got is called the Hawkmoth. Now, I know this already, and this is one of the specialty cards from the deck. If you notice, if you ever watched The Silence of the Lamb, this is a moth that will eat all of the bones before it turns to a butterfly and all the, let me find it back, because I found it, but I knew this is about death and rebirth and change. This would be the ninth card. And when I saw it, I was like, this is about rebirth. So this whole experience that we're seeing with these the Stonehenge is about rebirth. I think if you dig it up, it's going to be deeper. You're going to see more. I really feel like this card is saying it is about the change that is happening and that is coming. And you need to get ready for it. Start seeing people as humans and less about, yes, you can say, oh, well, the Chinese person or this person or the Spanish girl, but still treat them as a human being. The process is that you need to become more human. And this deck, there's so much to go through it. This is called, this deck is called the literal crow for the Lipitorian Tarot. This meaning says bugs, they present death cards, aren't they? The cycle is coming of its end and you are preparing for the next step. But you aren't completely certain where you are going and what you are doing. This is a cycle and chance of uncertainty, formlessness, and the hope for the future. Bam. Okay, now. The next card I got after that. This is the back of the card. And I think this would be like a sigil of sort. It is the Wheel of Fortune, meaning it is a cycle of things. This is nothing new that the earth has not seen before. We just happen to be here like the dinosaurs, like the caveman. It is a cycle. 10 years from now, nothing, these connections, these land masses, be prepared for them to change. Be prepared to waters to be lakes in certain places where there were no longer lakes. That's what I was hearing. Be prepared for the change of the new and the old to be changed. I'm saying, I know I'm hearing, move up to high ground. But be prepared that things are changing. These weather changes, all these things have to happen in order for the earth to replenish itself. Because what we have done was think that things could stay the same by doing dams and changing waterways, and it's not working for the earth. Again, so this is the Wheel of Fortune. And the final card is the 10. The 10th card. And this for me, which was rather, where's my other card? This is a 9th card, I'm sorry. which was really interesting for me, is the death card. But if you look at this death card, this is the back of it. Very colorful, 2 heads. The funny thing with this, if you look at this made me think of Adam and Eve. And when you look at the woman is still fully body, head, everything, and the man is in distress. So she is there comforting him, and he is in pain. So this whole transition is about the change and women understanding that you are healers without even trying. Without you, there is no him. Let me say it again. Without you, there is no him. And if you look all around, it's like cosmic, a bunch of flowers. She's not bleeding. And if you look into the middle here, it looks like a child. So again, this is the 9th card. To me, this is coming about change is coming. No matter how you're trying to slice it, those stones is about change, understanding religion, making God a bigger picture, and not putting it into a small box. The 10th card, which is the final card for me, which is funny. On the back, these are like a bunch of eyes, right? I'm thinking a bunch of different people. I'm thinking different tribes. When you turn the card over and you see it, it is the 9 of Swords. But look at the card itself. And look at all the different swords. This is about fear. We're all scared of the change that's coming. A lot of people are not going to be able to understand the change. Remember all the people that didn't believe there were no dinosaurs and, oh, the first bone wasn't in Africa. It's hard to take on a lot of things. So this is fear. And to me, if you look at all the different knives, they're all different types of knives. Here's a cutlass. Here's like a screwy knife. See all the different types of knives? All 9 of them. And the person in the middle is kind of balled up and trying to figure this all out. So that fear for me is a 10, meaning that everybody's going to be in fear of this change, needs to think of something different. Now, I wanted to clarify this because fear is something that is normal, I feel, is in how you deal with it and adjust and adapt. And tie this all together, what I got from all this, a change is coming no matter how you slice it. There are going to be so many things that start to pop up that people said that couldn't be true. Be mindful. Atlantis is about to pop up. I'm just saying.
Yes, it is.
I'm just saying.
It will. Absolutely.
Be mindful that these volcanoes are going to start, these sinkholes are going to start showing you things in other places. You understand? That the world is so much bigger than we believe it is. You know? And then the final color I said to clarify this for me about this whole reading was, it's so funny. This card, wow, look at the cards after. I'm gonna stop looking. It is the power of purpose. And it looks like a wheel. So the purpose is for us to change. But it's so funny when I did that. The next card that came, the 3 cards that popped up.
Hold on, Charlton. Hold on. Save that card. Save it, Charlton. Save it. Go ahead, guys. Save it.
I will.
So was the power of purpose. Because I picked up 1, all 3 of them came out at the same time. So it's gonna be really funny. Let me put this on the side. The power of purpose. The beautiful uncaging of the earth. Look at the heart.
Bring it over just a little bit, Sky. Let me see that one again. Bring it over. The other way. There you go. Oh, that's nice. That looks like a key in the middle.
Yes, it is a key in the middle. And a heart.
Yeah.
Yes. The next card is Close Encounters. Get ready to see your peoples in them. Close Encounters. They all fell at the same time. I said, just give me 1 card. They all fell out. Willingness to release. So my mind is the thoughts. And the final card was tender embrace. The elephants again. So I say all that to say, with this 9 of fears closing out the reading and everything that we got is there's nothing to fear as long as you're willing to move with a purpose. Uncage your mind. Think differently about what you're seeing. Be willing to release. And it's so funny about this weed. This is a weed that grows wherever, right? I know we were all little, we used to blow. Remember, we used to take them out and blow them? But if you ever did an experiment where you could put it into water and take it back out, it never gets wet. It's weird. They don't get wet. You could dip it into a thing of dip it into water and take it out, it's still dry.
Shit.
So this is about the change of us as people. When you blow things into the wind, they all scatter about. That's what I got from it. And then tender embrace. The elephants, they don't forget anything. But also the importance of we need to connect with each other. So as I said earlier, with all these cards, like the cards that stood out for me the most of this reading, guys, was, I'm going to tell you the cards that stood out the most for me. And if I tie them together, you'll see. Is this card, touch with the earth.
Move it over.
This is to me the Mother Empress being chained to something, being chained to us as kids, and we're killing her. You guys see the neck and how the hands are changing, but she's still embracing us, though she is dying. Can you guys see that? Like the bottom of her face is like a skeleton. Can you see it?
Shit. Yes.
But she is still chained to us.
That's the earth, are you saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, Empress, yes.
Damn.
And then this is God saying there's going to be a definite change. The Tower moments. This intentions, 10 of intentions, meaning we need to get together. We're going to be canceled. I always make jokes. I said Mother Earth is trying to shake us off like ants with all this floods, and she's trying to shake us off because when we was locked up, the earth got better. And the Magician, meaning we just have to figure it out. And again, the elephant again. So all this I'm saying with the Stonehenge, the beginning of that coming out is for us to believe there was more to us than just what we are being told. It's waking some people up. I don't want to use the woke culture, whatever you want to call it, but it's waking people up to say, you are more than just. You are not just this. You are the earth. You do provide for here. Think of how to keep things moving. All of us is to sustain, like those little flowers on here. You know, you have to rethink how you got here. So as you said earlier, all the deities know your deities. We all learned about Greek gods and nobody had a problem with it. You all learn about different religions. You learn about your own, whatever culture you are from, get into it. Not to say you have to practice it, but just be aware of it. Because those religions from a time of travel or whatever it was going to be. But the bigger picture is there are more things that are going to start showing up. There are going to be more floods. And those floods are to show us how inhumane mankind has been to each other. Because there's no way that you should be having floods and you have no water. Your sister or the rich people got water. But the poor class are always left out. And whether we like to believe it, y'all, unless you're making $300,000-$400,000, you part of that lower class. Your water system is hooked up to a system that may not work well. You have to be rethinking. So when they talk about culture and voting and being aware who you vote for, stop voting for who you like because they're cute. But what are they doing for the earth? What are we doing to make sure that we all are safe, that we all have fresh water? Because water and air is God-given. It is not something that you should be purchasing. Water and air are God-given. If you are buying water now because you choose to, there's something wrong with your system now. Because water should be God-given. You should walk to a fountain with your bottled water. and put it into it. So if the water is no longer being filtered the right way, where you have to buy water, you should be asking some very clear questions. I have on my head. Sorry, guys. You should be asking some clear questions. So for the stone hedge to come up, it is about waking up your intuition, because your intuition knows it's already. Your third eye knows it's right. Your voice knows it's already. Be it you call it a chakra, throat chakra, inner being, whatever you want to call it. Sally Mae, Jimbo, whatever. That voice that's talking to you is giving you warning. Pay attention. When you see the stone hedge, it's not about, oh, that's of the devil. No, sweetheart, that's of God. Because of that time, that's how God communicated to those people. So let's respect that as we respect our own. Ooh.
Got it.
That's it. I don't get no more because it's more. I'm feel like I'm preaching. I hope that wasn't too much, y'all. I hope I get too deep. Everybody looking at
you know, I think it needs to be deep, and I think your reading tied in with Sherrilton's. What card did you want to show, Sherrilton?
I got the same cards. I got the same cards.
Really?
He's got the power of purpose.
Yes.
With purpose. Yeah. I got a great big love. Sorry. Yeah.
Wow.
You see the masculine, the divine masculine, and the divine feminine, and the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I also got embracing, as to why it was the need to embrace.
Yeah.
So, you know, and when you were talking about the internet, it's the same thing I was saying. I was talking about the fact that the stones were megalithic internet. People were called to the stones. The stones were a communication device between different peoples from different lands all across the world.
But here's the funny part, Sherrilton. You ready? Inside everybody's computer, there is a crystal.
Yeah.
I hope everybody knows that. Inside your phone, there are crystals.
Crystals. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I didn't know that.
No.
There are crystals in your, because they're conductors. They're conductors.
So that's how real crystals are.
Yeah.
Yes, they're conductors. So if you go to your computer, like type it, are there crystals in your computer? They're turned into certain things.
This is angelite quartz. Power. Yeah. Quartz has been known for I would say eons as a conductor of power. Yeah. Okay. Those stones, many of them contain quartz.
Think about it. Quartz watches. Yeah.
Power.
Quartz watches. Yes. Now I understand.
Yeah, I think a lot of times,
it's coming together.
A lot of people, when people always go, "Oh, that's of the devil," it's of the earth in your computers, and so I think. Sorry, the bigger connection when I saw that 10 of intentions for me was an aha moment. It was YouTube is supposed to be here. Instagram, these communication things are meant for us to communicate because way back you still had to communicate. Now you're able to remember the world was one big map. Before we separated, we all were one big landmass.
Right.
Everybody was of the same thing till it's separated. So it was a communication. So all we're doing now is doing what we initially did when we first were here as people. Learning, growing as Eve, whatever cave, whatever you want to call it, however you want to see yourself, whatever works for you. Ultimately, there was that connection of we always needed to talk to each other. We always need to feel needed by each other. When you look at animals, there's very few that are alone. We are people. We are a people who are concerned with each other. So to see the Stonehenge on some levels, it's about I told you. Y'all thought we were lying? Look. You understand? Now, everybody pay attention to all the craziness that's going on with the animals. The animals are reacting. I think nobody's paying attention to how much the animals are reacting. Where the monkeys are beating people up, they choosing violence. They're like, they don't want no food. They beating you up.
No, Sky, the giraffes. The giraffes
Okay.
are showing up to breakfast and knocking people in the head. It is the funniest. It is the elephants. The elephants are taking caravans in Africa and chasing them. They're like, get out.
Right. So you have to pay attention
land.
there. But not only that, we have to remember, because they're of the land, they eat, sleep, and drink on that land. They are more controlled. They're more connected. So if they going crazy, that means there's something going on in the earth that we are not paying attention to.
Yes,
and if you watch it, sorry.
No, I don't know if you understand the sharks. Maybe I gotta look up, but I do have something to tell you, Sky. The sharks were the first animals. I don't know if they're considered animals to tell us we don't like you.
Well, they're going more, but it's not even. And you know, I think the problem that we're having is the circle of life. We're not paying attention to the circle of life. Like, everybody needs their own space and own things. At some point, you have to navigate what we are doing and how do we equally live in the space. I know people go, oh, it's too many people on the earth. Well, Mother Nature is taking care of that. She's flooding up spaces, taking people out. Y'all not
COVID. Come on. If y'all think it's too many people, then get COVID in. But hold on a second, Sky. I just want to point out that everyone is, feeling all of this. Crystal says the monkeys in Japan. That shit is hilarious. Tres Leche agrees. The shark started this. And I'm going to look up the totem personality. The dolphins, remember the dolphins? The cage dolphins started attacking their trainers. But an orcas attacks folks now. But before we continue, you have a lot of elephant imagery. I think even a full card had elephant. So this is just a quick thing. You all can look it up for yourself. But the elephant imagery that came out that I'm going to read is elephant totem symbolizes luck, prosperity, removal of obstacles.
It was the magician card.
It was the magician card. And good omens. Hold on, Sky. Hold on. I also got Ganesha, which symbolizes wisdom. And wisdom meaning we have got to wake up. Sky made reference to that. She didn't want to say woke nation because it sounds like a cliche, but we have to wake up. And we have to say it softly. No one's yelling, but we have to wake up, right? Our responsibility is to do everything that we can, because who said it? Between Charlton and Sky, the earth will stay. So if we're here, our only job is to fix what needs to be fixed, because we're not going to be here, but the earth will be here, right? So wisdom, understanding is Ganesha, discriminating intellect. Okay? That one must possess to attain perfection in life. And I just wanted to point out we're all constantly connecting somehow. And I thought it was beautiful that, as Kiana pointed out, that Melissa said spirits are in the stone hedges. And how could spirits be in the stone hedges? You believe in crystals. Why wouldn't there be spirits in the stone hedges? So again, the connection is constantly there in every one of these readings. It's profound to me.
I think it's just a matter of us. I say this all the time, and God is not as small as you think. It's a bigger. It's not as everybody makes it. It's so small. If somebody said this to me before, I said it, and I always say it. You walk outside every day, and you know oxygen is going to be there because you're going to breathe. How do you know? You can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't smell it, but you know it's there. That's to me, it's called faith in that. So have faith that in each other. You know what I'm saying? People, even now, if you ask me, it's something in the earth because the crazy people are acting extra crazy. And I say this in the sense that they're acting like the animals. Not in a bad way, but they're like triggered. And remember, they're sleeping on the ground, in the earth. They're triggered immensely right now. And everybody's going, oh, we just need a homeless. No, let's pay attention. There's something going on.
Yeah.
Because they kind of wilding out right now, hitting people for no reason. Normally, they're just yelling and screaming. Now to the point, they're like the animals. They're attacking people.
Yeah.
So that's something that I think, if you're paying attention, intuition, if you're connected with the earth, if you're paying attention, remember before, nobody could tell the time except by the sunlight and the moon, the shadows. We don't put any credit into that anymore. People are like, oh, that's Herbers. How do you think they discovered this stuff? Be mindful of the energy you're putting out because, that stuff comes back. I think everybody, doesn't think about energy returns. If you was a so-and-so, baby, it's moonwalking this way. That's how energy is like that. It's like a boomerang. So you at this point need to be mindful about what you're eating. And I know that's for myself. But I think your taste buds, I don't know if I'm talking for everybody, but I'm noticing that I'm hearing different people say different things, like this doesn't taste the same, or this taste is off to me. I'm like, this tastes the same to me. You understand? You realize that your taste buds are changing. Your body is asking for what we had to get. I guess we was right because Sheba in the picture now. She behind me.
Oh, Sheba. Sheba, we miss you.
Hi, baby. Oh, we miss you.
She jumped up. So, long story short, I think the only thing I can say for all these things coming, guys, be prepared for a lot more things to start popping up. A lot more things are going to start popping up. That we're going to be like, when did that happen? Like now, the lake with.
Okay, let's try to get one. Because I know how y'all spirits be acting free with y'all. One final outcome. One.
Oh, God. Let me get one card.
One final outcome.
I'm going to do a law of attraction card. Let me see.
I'm going to do I just got this new 72 Angels by one of my SD people that I get my sigils from. So I'm going to choose a card, and his name is Frantor Setnak. He's an amazing, and it comes with all of these stones, but I don't know. Let me see. Maybe if I pull one stone and find it.
Just shake it up and pull one.
I did, but I don't know. I don't know how to look for it. Melissa, go first, and then let me see if I can find the one that I pulled.
Let's pull a new one.
I mean, I could just pull a card and call it a day, too. Okay. It doesn't have to be all perfect.
Okay, I got my cards.
Go for it.
So I went and picked from the Shaman of Dreams Oracle, and I got Horsemen, Herald of Change. And as you can see, there's a woman on a horse.
Change. The four horsemen.
It's really beautiful, you know.
Uh-huh. It is beautiful, Melissa.
And it's like the woman has like a ribbon
Yeah.
as she's on the horse. So I'm gonna read what the horseman, the herald of change is. But it could be a change to me. It makes me feel like a change. There's gonna be a change in the future, regardless of how we, we might not be ready for it, but it's gonna come regardless. You know.
Yes. Yes.
And for this card, it says when the horseman appears, he is inviting you to spread the good news. Everyone already knows the bad news. Your task is to point out the beautiful when others see only the ugly. Know the possible, no matter how impulsive it may seem. This does not mean becoming giddy or blinding optimists, but rather reminding yourself that could every storm cloud has a silver lining. Becoming a hurdle of positivity, but away away the fantasizing attitude, or is it fatal? Fatal attitude and their prediction, the dreadful expectations about the world or about your life. Declare the arrival of a new and better you. Proclaim that you have risen from the realms of the dead, woken from a long and dreadful slumber, and are back on the world stage. The show is on again. The horseman cautions you to your allowing you to become hollow or trial. Be sure that there is substance to the news you spread, and you are willing to live up to the expectations you rise. The world will become with you open arms as you share an uplifting message. Heed the horseman when he shows up once, for he bears good news and is announcing a purposeful and peaceful time. When he shows up twice in the same reading through us, extreme caution. If you heed his warnings, all will turn out well. To me, I just feel like, even though Mother Nature is showing us the whole the whole stones and everything, um, I feel like again, I just feel like change is not a bad thing, right?
Yes.
I keep hearing spirit tells me, but change is necessary.
Yes.
And I keep hearing, vow to stick together.
Got it. Hmm.
And that's what I got.
That's good, Melissa. That's good. Um, my final outcome resonates with the last thing that you said for us to stick together. Um, with that being said, I'm going to read my final outcome. So I've got this new deck. It's called the 72 Angels. I didn't know what to do, so I finally pulled a coin, right? I pulled a coin, and I looked for the corresponding card to the coin, right? When I did that, what I am getting is it's called the Angel of Light of Propagation, right? Everybody mute yourself. Um, and what I got was, so propagation is the action of widely spreading and promoting ideas and theory, right? And this makes sense because it says the preventing of God, right? And again, that's about change and what God has in store for us. We cannot change. Very bad echo. Can you guys hear me now? That's better. Okay, okay. The angel is Zat Zadkiel, Tzadkiel. It's also associated with the Six of Wands, which is victory. But it's victory in terms of we can't prevent God's actions, right? The preventing of God. That's not our job. So it means the patron of teachers and mentors and people who care about self-development, the protector of intelligence, enthusiasm for science, literature, arts. This is all the things that kept coming out today. Encourages to improve speaking and writing. Writes, provides wisdom, concentration, focus. Bestows upon us preservation and initiative. Brings the internal light to our lives, which is a limited supply of energy for our everyday activities. Show how to spread this divine energy around us. That's our job. Symbol of life's purpose, protector of freedom. Allows us to gain confidence and helps to get back joy to our lives. Shows how to integrate into society and become civilized. Brings social ability, optimism, positive atmosphere. Teaches maturity and balance. Does not agree with chaos. Protector of justice. Offers us victory when confronting your adversaries. Fights against slander and evil. Prevents people with bad intentions. Cures compulsive actions, hyperactivity. Helps to get rid of addictions and perverted habits. Heals flattery. Heals the ego. Heals the emphasis on appearance. Helps in situations like the lack of personal development, the lack of confidence, the lack of self-esteem, the lack of squandering, the lack of possession, the lack of slavery, the lack of, and helps heal gambling. So its mantra is, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. And it's associated with Psalm 140. So I think in my own words, what I'm trying to say is, the angel propagation to me means that our job is to spread goodness, love, kindness, care. Hurting others is never going to be your job. But if you do hurt someone and someone says, that made me feel bad, that it's going to be our job to say, oh, I didn't. I get that you got hurt and I didn't mean it, right? Like we have to auto-correct ourselves immediately. We have to hear people. We have to hear people with love. And then we have to spread that. And we don't spread it through our ego, right? There was, you guys didn't see this, but there was something when Sky was talking and somebody wrote something, but it was about me. And I was like, I'm going to highlight that. And Spirit was like, yeah, stop. And I was like, okay, right? So you have to be able to hear the Spirit of God inside of you and know that our job is to spread softer, more peaceful, more kind words. And if you make a mistake, you make a mistake, but you fix that mistake. And how we talk to our children, especially little babies that are coming along. It's not to say you don't have to say, go clean up your room. It has to do with when you're in your car and you're screaming and yelling. They don't deserve that moment. So this is a learning curve. But if you don't learn inside your own home, you won't be able to get to a stranger. All right. I hope I made sense, guys. Thank you. Who's next?
You made sense.
Thank you, Sky.
I'll do mine. I did my cards from, I figure, the law of attraction. I didn't do a damn thing about cards. I got these
That's
damn
a
cards.
beautiful
Any,
cover.
yeah, that's cute. Law of attraction.
It's very cute.
So as always, Spirit don't never just want to give me one card. They gave me two cards. And it's funny. Look at the cards, guys, how they look.
Mm-hmm.
I love your cards.
They're so
I
cute.
know, right? They were so funny. Okay, so the first card that came out was my creative power lies in the moment. Well, I looked at it as like, I always see this as intuition coming out of the person, thinking, her eyes are closed. The back says, whether you are thinking about something happening now or something that happened in your past or something you would like to have happen in your future, you are doing the thinking now. And it is this present thought vibration that the law of attraction is responding to. Therefore, your power to create is now. And then the other card is, again, it's like a lady, plants coming out. It says the goal of happiness is important enough. The reason you are not conscious of any specific pre-birth goal is because there is no specific goals. You have, before your birth, general intentions, such as being happy, being an uplifter, having continuous growth, but the specific processes to achieve those things are up to you to decide here and now in this time. You are the creator. So these two cards to me are saying, for the final outcome is, we make the difference. Start today. You don't have, if whoever you were yesterday was yesterday, make that choice today to do something different. Make a choice today to say, you know what? I was an ass. I was not a nice person. Let me make a choice today. Because I think sometimes people have, and again, in tying in the stone hedges, because we are connected. Whether you like it or not, some of y'all can walk into a room and feel everybody's energy and not understand why. Some people could be around people like, why am I angry? Because you an empath, lady. You intuition, you picking up that energy has nothing to do with you, but they don't understand why. Again, because we are all connected. If you do your hands like this, you'll feel energy going in between your hands.
Yes, you do.
Again, we are all connected. Or do it with another person, you'll feel it. I say all that to say these cards are saying, make today be your change. Because the world is never going to be what it was next year this time. It'll be nothing like it is today. Mark these words. And with that being said as well, is be mindful. Be mindful of your words. Like, you know what, when people go, oh, people are just overly sensitive. No. People have a right to feel that way. And if they feel like you did them wrong, to say, you know, my bad. I didn't think that was gonna hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. Because in essence, when somebody does something to you, you want the same feedback.
Yes.
So stop calling people oversensitive. Stop making people feel like, oh, that's stupid because you think it's stupid. Again, you can't be in someone else's skin and they can't be in yours. What you think is silly meant be silly to you may be dumb to me. What may be dumb to me may be very hurtful to you. But these two cards are telling me today, in doing this reading for this whole grouping here, it is you can create now, and you are the, because it's funny, both say create and creator. So you are the creator. You can create now. Make a choice today to do something different and watch things change. And believe me, it never changes easily, because when you're making a change, everything falls apart. It gets it. I always tell people it's always ugly before it gets pretty. When you take that weave out, that legs front off, however you doing your hair look crazy. The end result is, oh, this looks good. So you have to process. Everything is always going to be ugly before it gets better. The final results. If you sit down through that, if we could sit in a chair for somebody to braid our hairs for 6 hours, right, and go through the process, you could take 6 months to a year to get yourself together. Excuse me, 6 months to 10 years to get yourself together. It's okay. It's your process.
Word. That's
I'm just saying.
Word. No, you did good.
I'm just saying. That's what I got from these cards.
Beautiful.
Create.
Beautiful. Ooh, who's next?
Sheraton.
Yeah, I mean, what Sky was saying, you can take 6 months to a year or even 10 years. I can testify to that. I mean, the person I am today in 2022 is not the person I was in 2010. Certainly not the person I was in 2016. Okay, I had my mental health issues. It's taken me, the best part of 10 years to recover fully from that. I don't know if you ever really fully recover, but it's about an ongoing process and about stepping into your reality, being present in the now, and recognizing that everything that you've gone through has brought you to this point.
Yes.
And if you want to make a positive change in your life, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes times, but is it worth the stress?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And you come out better on the other end.
Yes, you do.
You'd absolutely do. Now, for my outcome, I had originally pulled the Oracle Shift. And in relation to the topics that we're talking about, when we ask for a sign for the universe, we are essentially asking for divine guidance, that what we believe needs to come from a source outside of us. Now, this is because we don't always trust our intuition. Today, trust your own capacity to know what is right, tune into source, and also be able to read the signs reflecting what is true and real within you. You are on the right track. Repeat the mantra: the light within me creates miracles in my life. The magic is inside you, outside you, and all around within you. And guess what card I pulled when I pulled the archetype deck? Because I said I'd like a final outcome. The card I pulled, the Alchemist.
Oh, wow.
I pulled the Alchemist. Light attribute and shadow attributes. In the past, we've been living in the shadow. We as humanity, we are the alchemists.
Yes.
The shadow that we've been living in, the shadow side of this energy, and that is the misuse of power and knowledge that comes from spiritual practice. The division between religions. The power of the spirit has been misused. Most religious people are not spiritual. They are conditioned into a thought process that has been misused and used as a method to control them. If we connect spiritually, we understand that we're all part of one race, the human race, regardless of our cultural belief systems, ideology, regardless of our religion. This is where the light attribute comes in. And I think that's the reason why there's a lot of people are turning away from traditional methods of religion. The transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. This is spiritual knowledge. This is spiritual understanding. We need to transform our baser instinct, our baser motives into a golden wisdom in order for humanity to progress. To me, this is that we're at a crux point. We can either continue doing what we've been doing for thousands of years, or we can move forward and go back to our ancient knowledge and understanding that we are all one. Either or. If we're going to survive this, we need to be one.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Woo. All right. Did everybody go?
No, Melissa hasn't got.
Melissa, final outcome.
No,
Yeah, I
Melissa
did my
went.
final outcome.
Yeah, I thought she said it. So everybody went. You did your final outcome, right?
Went.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. It's time to end this.
This is good.
I can't believe I know you guys. I just can't believe this is a circle that has grown exponentially, that is powerful, that is giving. I can't wait to see what you all become, because I'm at an age we don't talk about, and you guys are not there. So you guys, you get to take over the world. You get to carry the babies, the 20-year-olds, the teens, the galactic babies, the pandemic babies, right? I personally have new learning, so I'm going to start investing in new philosophy and new learning in my African deities, and I'm going to revel in that through Ori Naturals, Ifashaye. That's going to be my new purpose in life. But I am honored to know you guys. I'm honored to have you guys here. I'm honored to have you all talk to the world. Who said it? Thank God for the internet. Who would have thunk it? Whew. I don't even know how to end this. I just want to give all of you guys your flowers. Thank you. Amazing. This was amazing. And you know what I know about what's happening today? Those that tune in, either right now or later, those are the special ones. Remember that. If you come across this video, you're coming across this video and you manage to listen or tune in, not only the ones that are here already, I'm talking about ones that are going to listen later. You're special. You're special. You're gifted. So take whatever part of gift God has given you and use it appropriately. Because it started out with the stones and it ended up in personal responsibility.
That's why the stones is here.
Say it again, Sky.
That's why the stones are here. To show you. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready.
And I just want to add, be patient with yourself. No one's asking for perfection in the spiritual world. But be open. There's no competition amongst religion. I'm not having it.
Yeah.
Not everybody believes in Jesus. But everybody believes in love.
Mm-hmm.
And notice that was the one message Jesus came back to give us. That was the one powerful message. So you don't have to believe in the ideology of Jesus. That's religion. But love is a religion. Then choose love.
Right.
Girl.
The language of the world.
The language of the world. Oh, Melissa. Even the way you said it was like, it flowed off your tongue.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you guys. I'm almost in tears. My heart. You guys don't know. Like every cell in my body is so relaxed, and I'm so happy right now. I didn't know there was going to be a whole purpose to book club. I didn't know that. But you guys are the perfect example of why book club was created.
Yeah.
So you all are disciples. Y'all are disciples.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
But can I say one thing? Spirit just told me something. But Spirit just says, can I say something?
Yeah.
Everybody that's here, everybody that's here, that's listening, or go to the dollar store and buy yourself a journal. Not to say you got to write down what you're doing every day, but start writing down how you see your life being. Not how it is, how direction you want to go in. I would like to be making X amount of dollars. I would like my kids to be able to go to college. I would like to start writing those things down.
Yes.
Because I think in the power of doing that is going to change how you see things. You're going to reflect differently. You're going to start feeling better. Because I think at this point, everybody is so focused on, I don't know, I feel like in the room, that's how I'm feeling. But some people are focused on, this man or this person, or if I only had this amount of money, if somebody gave me 30 bands right now, I'll pay my bills. But if you sit in this moment and start moving forward and changing your life into seeing that it's able to be made, start writing it down. What am I grateful for today? Because what you're not grateful for today, somebody wish they had. What you're not grateful for, somebody wish they could do. Like right now, we're all able to get on here and watch this. Somebody right now don't have electricity. They can't even watch this. But you have electricity. Or there's somebody who's blind who can listen, they can't even see it. Or that you understand. So if you start, not to say you have to point out every little thing, but just what am I grateful for today? I'm happy I woke up today, girl. That's it. You don't have to write down. I think sometimes people get extra, or people make you feel like you got to write 10 million things. If today I'm just happy, girl, I had a Philly cheesesteak. I had the money to buy it. If that's what you were grateful for today, write it down.
That's right.
I think gratitude and writing down where you want things to go in your life manifests itself. And if you keep writing down, I want, instead of going, you know what, I'm happy for this. I would be glad to get extra. Like, tie in your manifestations with being grateful.
Can I say something, Sky? And be grateful for what you don't get, right? I've been screaming and yelling about not having a car. Screaming and yelling, right? And even at my local gas station, the woman was selling a car, and I walked right. She goes, "You walked right past it every day," and I was like, because it wasn't meant to be. So when I questioned God, I was like, I don't, because I really don't understand. I was like, I don't understand, but I do get it today. Because if I had the car, it would be all about me. I would not be sitting here with you all right now.
Uh-huh.
So even not getting something can be a blessing. You just have to understand how the blessing shows up.
Exactly. And be grateful in that.
Yes.
Put it in layman terms. That man you've been wishing for and hoping he was coming, and he won't come, and he's turning around like, wow, he what happened to him? He lost his job. Oh God, I dodged a bullet. I
Right.
dodged a bullet. Whatever God wanted for him, he didn't see. What girl? He dodged a bullet. Whatever the case may be grateful in how you're moving. And sometimes say, you know what? What's meant for me is gonna come to me
Yes. Say that. Say
in
it again,
due
Stephanie.
time.
Right.
Say it again.
What's
That's
meant
a
for
good
me will
mantra.
come to me. Yeah,
What's
what
meant
meant for me
for
will come
me.
to me in good timing when I need it, just when I need it, not when I'm hoping for. So get in the habit of kind of like Sheraton said, and Melissa, it is self-love. And self-love is not always, oh, how I did my face, how I'm doing my makeup. Sometimes it could be a cup of coffee and just sitting down by the window watching the cars go by.
Yep.
Self-love could just be, I'm gonna sit down and watch these Lifetime movies today. I'm gonna take a shower and watch these movies and make me something fattening to eat. That is self-love. Don't let other people tell you what self-love. Like I see a lot of people, all these gurus. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm a guru, but at the end of the day, what are you doing that makes you happy? If making you happy is making you a fat cheeseburger with French fries, I don't say do it all the time, but make yourself a fat cheeseburger with French fries.
Yep.
It's gonna make you happy. I think live in the moment of what you feel, if that makes sense. It's
Yep.
what you feel is what attracts things to you. It's what you feel. When you feel that happiness is when everything changes because you're gonna feel that happiness. Be in that happiness.
Yeah.
Remember what it felt like. And sometimes when I'm in a bad mood, I think about a moment that made me feel really good and it changed my whole energy. So I implore y'all, try that. When as soon as you feel like you're about to bust somebody in the arm, think about that moment you was on the beach, you was on that trip, whatever you was doing, and it's gonna change your whole energy and outlook. Just do something different. Make
I
today
like
the day that
that.
you do something different. Just when you're about to curse somebody out, think about that time. I think about the time like when I was in Tulum, like it was so peaceful. You know, it was like I can give you a story about that. Going to Tulum, I went by the Mayan stuff, and I just felt this energy. So to talk about the Stonehenge thing, I didn't feel comfortable going close. I said, "There's an energy around here. I'm not going over there." And you could just feel the energy. So when you say the Stonehenge stones, there's definitely energy in that stuff. So again, think of a moment where you had such a good time, you felt so good. It's gonna change how you feel in that instant.
Yeah.
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 Think about something that made you happy. You know, you want to
Right.
lose weight. Start thinking about the size you were. That just be mindful of you control everything about you. Nobody outside of you controls you.
Yeah.
But they go, you made me curse you out. No, no, no. They didn't make you curse them out. They didn't make you curse them out. You cursed them out. They made me. No, 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 no. You chose to do that. Stop making ourselves accountable for our own behavior.
Right.
So with Stonehenge, it is about even us here in the room, we're connected. Look how we're reading cards and everybody's in different locations. At least, well, Sheraton, you like 5,000 miles away. You understand? But we're still, because we are connected, we are drawing the same cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're connected. So back to the Stonehenge, we are connected by this earth. Through the air, through the strings, through the group. You guys were all connected. Feel that.
Yeah.
Be one with that. Be one with your kids. Feel that connection you have with your kids, with your family, with your me. Just like they always say, intuition. You know when something's not right. You know when something's not right because you're connected. So be
Right.
mindful. You know when you're working to work and people feel off to you because y'all are connected. We're all in this earth connected. If anybody has ever watched, was that Avatar?
Yeah. Yeah. Avatar.
They're all connected. connected by this huge tree of life. So again, we're all connected. We just haven't found our tree of life yet, but it's here.
You know, Sky, first of all, I'm eating chicken wings tonight that I made myself. I baked them. And a medley of broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower, right? But God damn it, now I need some French fries. I have some French fries. I'm just going right to McDonald's. Now I'm going to get me some French fries. No.
That sounds so good, you know.
All this work today, I need me some French fries. I'm going to go get me some French fries. That's the first
and
thing.
And you eat them with purpose. And eat them with purpose. Like, enjoy. Like, I like French fries. Like, here's a funny thing. My friend put me onto this. I would eat French fries with ketchup, and I've never had it with sour cream. I was like, to me, it's like it's just sour cream and ketchup. I was like, this is what? So if I eat ketchup every now and again, I will have it be this big fat French fries.
I love sour
not mayo.
cream.
I can't do mayo, but sour cream and ketchup. I'm like, wow. So my happy meal, like so when you sit down, enjoy it. But like this is, I'm grateful for this meal. Because someone else is not able. The simple fact that you're able to say, you know what, I'm going to go get me some French fries. There is somebody right now who can't even go and get the French fries.
Right.
So be grateful. Like, I'm able to take myself and get French fries. I'm grateful I'm able to do that.
And child, if you're on your way to indulge in yourself and there's a homeless man on the corner as you're driving, give him $1. That's the love that I'm talking about. Don't judge. Don't judge. Pull out $1. Don't judge it. But I also wanted to say, I just got inspired. I think they're definitely, I don't know if this is out there already, but of course, this is a marketing copyrighted thing, so that's not what I'm suggesting. But there definitely has to be more of these spiritual kind of like TED Talks. Where
workshops, yeah, right?
Yeah, workshops. Okay, let's call them workshops where you all lead it, right? It doesn't have to be for people. Like we all have to learn to sit back and receive. So maybe we can start creating these workshops on topics using tarot and your internal, God voice. Maybe you got to start creating that, guys. Time.
Yeah.
Some Zoom meeting spiritual workshops. Come listen.
Oh, that would be that's up my alley. I think I could. That's fun.
And in that way, we're not like just typing. We can chime in and talk. It just we're gonna have to do this, guys. Spiritual workshops coming your way soon. Our own version of TED Talks. All right, because TED Talks ain't got nothing on me. Ain't got nothing on me.
Just to try,
I think that's a good.
Well, what Sky was saying about being grateful, as I think some of you might know, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you in the chat have no idea. I recently ran for local election to become a councillor. Now, when the whole election, everything finished, I phoned Tracey. Tracey knows. I was really upset. I was really down. I felt really depressed. I mean, I didn't burst into tears on the phone with her, but there were times I cried a little. I felt really down.
Yeah.
Now, the elections were at the beginning of May. We're now in September. So that's 4 months later. I can see why I didn't win. I can see now why that it was a good thing I didn't win. I'm actually grateful that I didn't win. Now, I'm not grateful for my colleague becoming sick during the campaign.
I'm grateful. Yeah.
But at the same time, maybe if he becomes sick earlier or later, it might not have been beneficial for him to actually win. I'm grateful for the both of us that we didn't win. Because with everything that's happening in this country, it's going to be a hard time to be an elected official. and
Yeah.
see people suffering and being able to do nothing about it.
Mm.
So I'm actually grateful for that. And I'm grateful for being in the place that I am in now, because now I feel like I might actually be able to do some stuff that's going to help some people. So I'm grateful for that. I'm actually grateful now. And I didn't think, if you'd asked me 4 months ago, didn't think I would be grateful. I didn't think I'd be happy about it.
You know, hindsight is 20/20.
Always.
Always. And that's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful to get beyond it and then get the message.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we could go on forever. I am honored to see so much growth. Like, you guys got to see it from my perspective, right? You all came with your own gifts. All I did was yell y'all into perfection. I've seen the looks on y'all's faces. Don't think I didn't see the looks on your faces. But the payoff. This was beautiful. All right, guys, I gotta go. Enjoy your Sunday.
Get your French fries.
Oh, I'm gonna get my French fries right now. Thank you.
Listen, I'm hungry.
Right now. Go get your French fries. I don't even know what time they close on Sunday, so let me get down there. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
See y'all next
Bye,
time.
YouTube.
Okay.
Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.